And then the last cool thing that I just, this was, I think, maybe my favorite finding if I had to qualify them, but this, uh, um, I mean, okay, sorry, I'll backtrack. Basically, our participants had a lot of different experience. So we had participants from 2 months of experience to 37 years of experience. I think the average was about 10 years of focusing experience. So a pretty experienced sample. But we were interested in looking at the group differences relative to how long people had practiced focusing. And we found that group differences were only apparent in individuals who had focused for 1 year or less. So it didn't really matter if you were focusing for 2 years or 37 years, kind of that 1 year mark is where we really saw changes. And individuals who had practiced for 1 year or more demonstrated higher focusing attitude, greater interception, lower alexithymia. But I think what's really neat about it is that it's like once when I mean in the study we write kind of once you know, and it's kind of become like a little shorthand for us. But I think that's just so beautiful, right? Like because even with something like mindfulness, it's like to kind of get to like those real like experts. It's like there's still positive effects that we see if folks practice mindfulness for just 5 minutes a day or whatever. But it's like once you have this skill, once you have the capacity to kind of dip in and dip out, like we were saying, it's like you have it. That's it.
Yeah.
And I think that's just really, really amazing.
Yeah. I love that. And I often say to people, we're going to relearn how to do this because we were socialized out of it. It's right. Gendlin says he didn't create focusing. He said he
Yes.
discovered it. He just put steps to something he saw people doing in the research.
Yeah.
And so in some ways it makes sense that after about a year, you're like, oh yeah, I remember how to do this. And I've allowed myself to feel again and to go back to that. And
Yeah, yeah. And it becomes a habit. It becomes something that people just do. They just check in with how they're feeling. And if there is a felt sense or something stuck, then they'll continue with the process, right? So I think it's a real gift to be able to communicate with ourselves in this way and with others. Yeah,
yeah, and it takes a little bit of training
it sure does. And some,
or some time.
capacities, the
Yeah.
time and I think that's kind of another, I think knowing what these capacities are gives us opportunity for future like guidelines or training programs to kind of tailor things a little bit more. Like if a person is having particular difficulty with that interception piece of like actually feeling the felt sense, they might be like, no, I'm waiting, I'm welcoming, but they're like, I just don't feel anything, right? So you might even query and check in like, what is it like when you feel hunger? What is that for you? And kind of, maybe body scans could be kind of an entryway into just noticing parts of the body. Um, yeah, things like that.